Hello students, today we are going to take very important lecture of different type of IELTS sentences that you can utilize in your essay. As you all know that in IELTS you are supposed to write an essay, and similar essays are to be written in PT as well. So the biggest issue is that people are only able to write simple sentences, but they are not able to write complex or compound sentences. This entire session is going to highlight the importance of writing compound and complex sentences in IELTS and PT. And at the same time, it will also give you immense knowledge to you as to how to write this compound and complex sentences besides sharing knowledge of simple sentences. Okay. Now, the first and the foremost thing that I would like to explain is is you to understand the speaking band descriptors of IELTS and PT. Now, this is a writing band descriptor of IELTS, and it is important for you to understand what it takes to get 6 bands and what it takes to get 7 bands. For instance, if I want to get 6 bands, now, first and the foremost thing, let us understand the 4 parameters on which your entire essay is getting graded. The first is task achievement. I'm not going to go into detail of what this task achievement means and what is the meaning of cohesion and coherence and lexical resource, but I am going to highlight only 1 or 2 sentences of the last column, that is grammatical range and accuracy. If you see, let us first of all focus on 6 bands. Uh, in 6 bands, in the last column and in the last row, you can find out that in order to get 6 bands, you need to use a mix of simple and complex sentences. So if you utilize simple and complex sentences, if you only utilize simple sentence, I have not given the demarcation of 5 bands or 4 bands, in which it is mentioned that if you write only simple sentences, you'll end up in getting 4 or 5 bands. But if you utilize a mix of simple and complex sentences, then you are most likely to get 6 bands as far as grammatical range and accuracy is concerned. But if you want to get 7 or 8 bands, let us try to understand the band descriptor of 7 bands. It is very specifically mentioned that if you utilize a variety of complex structures, so there are lots of complex structures, and if you utilize a variety of complex structures, this could include complex structure, compound complex structure, complex structures with subordinating conjunctions, and complex sentences with relative clauses. So we shall not only discuss what is simple or compound or complex sentence, but we shall also try to find out what are the different types of complex sentences that you can prepare. And finally, we will also highlight the importance of making compound complex sentences. Now let us try to move on 8 bands. Uses a wide range of structures. Now when I say wide range of structures means it is basically a combination of complex and compound complex structures. So what I mean to eventually say is that in order to get a very good score in IELTS writing, you need to understand that just by making simple sentence or just by making complex sentence once here and there is not going to help the cause. You need to get, you need to make a variety of complex sentence structures, and you need to write them with grammatical accuracy. Okay. Now the same band descriptor is then in PT as well. For example, in PT, it is very well mentioned that the marks are going to be you are graded on the basis of written discourse, vocabulary, and grammar. And if you see properly, it is very specifically mentioned that you are getting higher score for writing good structure and good coherence. When I say good structure and good coherence, it means that you're utilizing a range of compound and complex structures. What I mean to say is that in both examinations, IELTS and PT, it is imperative for you to make sure that you not only utilize simple sentence structures, but you utilize a range of compound and complex structures as well. But if you want to utilize them, you need to have the knowledge of them. So let us first of all try to understand the difference between simple, compound, and complex structures, how they are made, and more importantly, how you can utilize them in your essay. Okay. Now, the first and the foremost thing, what is a simple sentence? Let us try to understand the type of sentences. Now, there are fundamentally 4 types of sentences. The first is simple sentence. We'll go into detail of what constitutes simple sentence, but the first one is simple sentence. The second is a compound sentence. The third one is a complex sentence. And the fourth one is a compound complex sentence. these are four major types of sentence structures that you should be having knowledge of. So you should not only know how to make a simple sentence, you should also know how to make a compound sentence, a complex sentence, and a compound complex sentence as well. Now, without wasting our time, let us try to understand what you mean by simple sentence. Now, the first is a simple sentence. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is a sentence that contains just a subject and a verb. So any sentence that contains just two things, a subject and a verb, can complete or can make a simple sentence. For example, I am a teacher. Can you tell me here what is a subject and what is a verb? Over here, the subject is I and the verb is am. Let me give you a second example. She took a cab to the airport. Over here, she is a subject and verb is took. Let me give you the third example. We are having pizza for the dinner tonight. Can you please tell me where is the subject and where is the verb? Here, the subject is we and the verb is are having. Are is a helping or auxiliary verb, but overall are having is a complete verb. So, as you can see, in order to make a simple sentence, you need to have a subject and a verb. If you utilize these two things, you can complete a simple sentence. So I repeat, a simple sentence is a sentence which contains a subject and a verb. However, simple sentence is also called an independent clause. You also need to understand the terminology of independent clause. So I repeat, simple sentence and independent clause are the same thing. You can either call simple sentence as independent clause or vice versa. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, let us move further now. The second sentence is a compound sentence. But before we move into the compound sentence, you should first of all know what was the definition of simple sentence. Let us reiterate. A simple sentence was a sentence or an independent clause. As I have told you, simple sentence can also be called as an independent clause. So a simple sentence is a sentence which contains a subject and the verb. And what is a compound sentence? A compound sentence has two independent clauses. So I repeat, a simple sentence was only a sentence or one sentence in which there was one subject and a verb. However, a compound sentence has two or more. It can even be more than two. It can even be more than three. It can be a combination of four independent sentences. So a compound sentence has two independent clauses. For example, we saw that simple sentence has just one independent clause, but a compound sentence has two or more, or sometimes more. It can be even more than two or three independent clauses. Let me give an example. I am a teacher. My wife is a lawyer. Now, it is very difficult to speak or write this type of sentences. It looks very choppy. It looks very indifferent. For example, I am a teacher. My wife is a lawyer. Rather than saying that I am a teacher, my wife is a lawyer, I would rather say I am a teacher and my wife is a lawyer. Let me give a second example. She tried to lift the suitcase. The suitcase was too heavy. As you can see over here, the first sentence is also a simple sentence or an independent clause. Over here, there's a subject C and tried is a verb. Over here, the suitcase is a subject and was is a verb. So these are two independent sentences or independent clause. Now, if I want to join them, so when two independent clauses are joined, it becomes a compound sentence. She tried to lift the suitcase, but it was too heavy. Let us take the third example. He did not have enough cash. He paid by credit card. So I can write this sentence as he didn't have enough cash, so he paid by credit card. Let us go for the fourth example as well. We can take a bus to the museum. We can just walk there. So there are two ways of going somewhere. First, either we can take a bus or we can just walk there. So rather than having two different sentences, speaking two different independent clauses, we can simply say we can take bus to the museum or we can just walk there. If you look at the four sentences, we have utilized certain words so as to join these two sentences. In the first sentence, we utilize the word and. In the second sentence, we utilize the word but. In the third sentence, we utilize the word so. And in the fourth sentence, we utilize the word or. So we have utilized words like and, but, so, and or. These words are known as coordinating conjunctions. So I repeat, coordinating conjunctions are words that we can utilize to join two independent clauses. These words include and, but, so, and or. So please remember these four words. It is important for you to understand that how to make compound sentences. So a compound sentence can be made by utilizing or joining two independent clauses. Let me reiterate. A independent clause is also called a simple sentence in which there is a subject and there is a verb. So when you join two independent clauses with words like and, but, so, or, which are also called coordinating conjunctions, we can convert two simple sentences or two independent clauses into one sentence, and that is what we call as compound sentence. Is it getting clear? Let us try to do, let us try to have an exercise. She dropped her phone on the floor. It broke. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and you are going to utilize words, the coordinating conjunctions like and, but, so, or in joining these two sentences. Okay. So the first sentence is she dropped her phone on the floor. It broke. So let us see which coordinating conjunction we can utilize so as to make two sentences, simple sentences, into a compound sentence. She dropped her phone on the floor and it broke. I'm not very hungry, so I will just have an orange juice. You should study harder or you will fail the exam. We'd like to buy a car, but we can't afford one right now. I told my roommate to turn down the TV, but he didn't. So I got up and left. In fifth sentence, there are three independent sentences. First, I told my roommate to turn down the TV. He didn't. I got up and left. So a compound sentence is not only about joining two simple sentences. You can even join more than two simple sentences. In this case, in the fifth sentence, you've got three independent clauses, and I you use coordinating conjunctions like but and so as to make a compound sentence. Remember one thing, it is important where to place the comma. Just just look at these sentences. You'll find out that once after the completion of an independent clause, you should utilize comma, use coordinating conjunction like and, but, so, or, and you can utilize the second independent clause. For example, over here, she dropped her phone on the floor, comma, and then we utilize the coordinating conjunction like and, so, but, or, and then it broke. Is it getting clear? So if you have written a sentence, a compound sentence, but if it is not grammatically, in that case, if you have not put proper punctuation, then also you'll not end up in getting a good score. So rather than writing, many students commit mistakes like she dropped her phone on the floor and comma, it broke. This is not the right way out. So make sure that you understand where to place the comma. A comma has to be placed after the completion of one independent clause, comma, followed by coordinating conjunction like and, but, so, or, and then again followed by an independent clause. Clear? Okay. Now the third part. The third is a complex sentence. What do you mean by complex sentence? In order to understand the complex sentence, let us understand the theory. A complex sentence has a dependent clause and a independent clause. So you have to have a dependent clause and an independent clause. When I talk about compound sentence, it was a combination of two independent clauses. So you had two independent clauses, and we used to join that independent clauses with the help of coordinating conjunctions like and, so, but, and or, by which we were able to form compound sentence. But in complex sentence, you have to utilize a dependent clause and an independent clause. First of all, let us understand what is the meaning of dependent clause. Let us try to understand this uh, sentence. When I got home from work yesterday, I watched TV for an hour. Over here, when I got from home yesterday is a dependent clause, and I watched TV for an hour is an independent clause. You may ask me a question, sir, how do I locate or how do I realize or how do I find out whether the clause is a dependent clause or an independent clause? In order to find out whether a clause is a dependent clause or an independent clause, it is important to understand that whether the statement itself conveys a complete meaning or not. For example, if I say I watched TV for an hour, it's a complete sentence. I don't need to have any other information so as to make it complete. But when I say, when I got home from work yesterday, and if you stop speaking anything after that sentence, then somebody will ask, okay, what exactly happened after that? That means when I got home from work yesterday itself does not completely put the meaning of the sentence, and hence it is not a complete sentence. It is dependent on other sentence to complete the meaning, and hence it is called as a dependent clause. I repeat, a dependent clause is a clause which itself by itself cannot convey a complete meaning. An independent clause by itself can convey a complete meaning. Clear? Let me give another example. I love to travel because I get to meet a lot of interesting people. Can you tell me what is an independent clause over here and a dependent clause? Okay, I love to travel is an independent clause. Because I get to meet a lot of interesting people is a dependent clause because it does not convey the meaning by itself. I love to travel is an independent clause. Because I get to meet a lot of interesting people is a dependent clause. Let us take another example. Even though the exam was quite difficult, all the students passed. As you can see over here, even though the exam was quite difficult is a dependent clause, all the student pass is an independent clause because all the student pass itself convey a complete meaning. It does not require any other information so as to make it a complete sentence. However, even though the exam was quite difficult is not by itself a complete sentence. You need to have a secondary sentence or something else so as to make it complete. Let me take the third example. Let me know if you need any help. Over here, let me know is a complete sentence. It's an independent clause. However, if you need any help is a dependent clause because it itself cannot convey the meaning. Secondly, you can't go out and play until you have finished your homework. Over here, you can't go out and play is a independent clause, while until you have finished your homework is an dependent clause because it cannot convey the meaning by itself. So, importance of comma. Now, it is important that where to utilize the comma. Now, as you can see, if the dependent clause comes first, we put the comma after it and then write the independent clause. However, if an independent clause comes first, we don't put a comma after it. So if a sentence starts with a dependent clause, we need to put a comma and then we write the independent clause. But if the sentence starts with an independent clause, there is no need to put a comma after it. So it is important that you need to understand where to put the comma. Okay. Now, what are the subordinate conjunctions? In making a complex sentence, we utilize words like when, because, even though, if, and until. So these are the words that we utilized in order to make a complex sentence. Let us recall what we utilized while making a compound sentence. We utilize words like coordinating conjunctions like and, but, so, or. In making complex sentence, we are utilizing words like subordinating conjunctions like when, because, even though, if, and until. Okay. Now, before we go ahead, I also told you that complex sentence cannot only be prepared or made with the help of subordinating conjunctions. it can also be prepared in some other way. For instance, you can also make a complex sentence with the help of a relative clause. A relative clause uses a relative pronoun like who, that, which, and at which, etc. For example, I know a guy who plays guitar in a rock band. Over here, over here, I know a guy is an independent clause, and who plays a guitar in a rock band is an dependent clause. Because who plays a guitar in a rock band cannot convey the meaning by itself, it is called a dependent clause. But instead of utilizing subordinating conjunctions, we have utilized relative clause. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings. So synonyms are words is an independent clause that have similar meanings is an dependent clause. The boss wants me to give a speech at the event, which is tomorrow. So the boss wants me to give a speech at the event is an independent clause, and which is tomorrow is a dependent clause. So as you can see, in order to make a complex sentence, there are a number of methods. And that is the reason you need to know only not to make a complex sentence, but you also need to know how to make different type of complex sentence. There are a number of ways. I'm just trying to give you two examples. One, with the help of by the usage of subordinating conjunctions, and secondly, with the help of relative clause like who, that, what, which, etc. Okay. Now, there's a problem. Uh, People know fast food is still bad for their health. Still, people eat a lot of fast food nowadays. I want you to realize, even though, and make this sentence a complex sentence. Let me give you a second example. You can't borrow any books from the library if you have a membership. Third, she couldn't log into her Gmail account. The reason for this was that she had forgotten her password. As you can see, we can utilize even though in this way. People eat a lot of fast food nowadays, even though they know it is bad for their health. You can't borrow any books from the library unless you have a membership. She couldn't log into her Gmail account because she had forgotten her password. So in this case, we have utilized words like even though, unless, and because so as to make a complex sentence. Okay. Harvey was a vegetarian, then he married Susie and he stopped being a vegetarian. A man lives in that house, that man is a millionaire. Some video games contain violence. Children shouldn't be allowed to play these games. Let us try to find out the solution. Harvey was a vegetarian until he married Susie. The man who lives in that house is a millionaire. And finally, children shouldn't be allowed to play video games that contain violence. So here we have utilized words like until, who, which, or that. So we have utilized a combination of subordinating conjunctions and relative clause in order to make an independent sentences or independent clauses into a complex sentence. And last is a compound complex sentence. So we understood what we mean by compound sentence. We understood what we mean by complex sentence. I repeat, a compound sentence is a sentence that we create or we make by utilizing two or more independent clauses with the help of coordinating conjunctions like and, but, so, or. While a complex sentence is a sentence that is made up of a dependent clause and an independent clause by utilizing subordinating conjunctions and relative clause. A compound complex sentence has more than one independent clause and one or more dependent clause. So let us try to understand. For example, I was crazy about heavy metal when I was younger, but I'm more into jazz now. Over here, independent clause is I was crazy about heavy metal. Dependent clause, there are two dependent clauses. When I was younger, but I am more into jazz now. So here I have utilized, but I am more into jazz now. Okay, so we have utilized two independent sentence and there's one dependent clause when I was younger. So we have utilized two independent clauses and one dependent clause so as to make a compound complex sentence. Let us take another example. If it rains tomorrow, bring your umbrella or you might catch a cold. Over here, Dependent clause is if it rains tomorrow. Independent clause is bring your umbrella. It is a complete sentence. You don't need to have a subject. It is an imperative. What do you mean by imperative? The meaning is understood. I don't need to tell you, you bring your umbrella. You can say, bring your umbrella. That is, it is an independent clause. And over here, there's also one more independent clause, or you might catch a cold. So, what you have done is, we have utilized two independent clause and a dependent clause so as to make a compound complex sentence. If you have got any questions, please do let me know.